What I found will shock you. Let's attempt this structured sleeve together. I love the color combo, golden yellow and burnt orange. So cute. So I'm pretty much sure we all know how to draft our basic body. So in case you don't know, here is how to draft out your basic body. So I took out my bust line, my bust point, my under bust, my waistline, and my extension. This is a tube top. So my half length is 7.5, so I added 1.5 inches as my extension, making 19 inches. So first thing was I took out my bust band, which is 4 inches, so I drew that all the way down. I took out my dart and I extended that leg down. Next I took out my neck, so I was using 3 by 3. Then next I slant out my shoulder. Next I took the midpoint and I took that in. I took my bust measurement. Kindly use your French curve. So I'm using freehand for this. This is a mini tutorial, by the way. I took out my midpoint. I connected back to my bust point. So now I want to draft out my princess cut. So this is a princess dart. So I draft out my princess dart. I increased it. I created a dart there. I extended the dart leg also. I'm pretty sure we all know how to go about this, right? Then the next thing to do is to take my bust dart. That's 1.5. That's the difference between your half front and your half back. I'm pretty much sure we know how to go about this. I'm pretty sure by now we know how to go about this. So I tightened my under bust. I also tightened it down to my waistline. I took my measurements and I replaced my dart. So I took my measurements and I replaced my dart. I took my measurements and I replaced my dart. So the same thing, I placed my dart. So I connect that together. I'll connect that together. As you can see, this is pretty easy to make. The only exaggerated part or the most critical part is the sleeve. At first, it's like you cannot do it, but once you try it out, make that attempt, you realize that you can do it. So I took out my neck. You can work with any inches of your choice. This is a mini tutorial, so I really want to make emphasis on each inches I made. This is just a mini tutorial. So I dropped out my neck. I see where I connect my neck line to the midpoint. So now I'm going to use my marker to outline where I'll be cutting out for a clearer image. So I'll be cutting out this part out, and that's my princess dart. So I'm just going to outline that part out. So cutting made easy. So I'll cut that out. So I'm taking the back away and I'll cut the front part. You know that our front pieces and our back pieces are not the same because of the bust area. Um the bust is actually quite much than the back because the back is flat and the bust has like a load in front, so it's the inches will be much more than the back. So this is what my front piece looked like when I was done cutting out. So I also close my dart. So close my dart and cut out the excess. So I'm trying as much as possible to not make this video too long because I know that most of us know how to cut this part very well. But then for those that don't know how to cut it, this is how you should go about it. And you can try to do any other you know bodies that work for you. For this tutorial, I decided to do a princess that she actually makes use of a princess that, and I'll show you my proof. She made use of a princess that. Can you see? So now for the back, let's move to the back part. So for the back part, you just need your bust line, your waistline, and your extension. So my half back is 16. I added 1.5 for extension. This is a tube. This is a crop top blouse or crop top. So you don't want to use exactly your half back length, so you need to have like an extension, so by the time you sit down the top will not be jumping up. To sit on your trouser, if you want to work with pant trouser, you sit on your skirt if you want to work with a skirt. So I just took out my dart, I took out my measurements, and I joined that together. That's my bust measurement to my waist measurement, and added my extension. So next, now slant my back. I'll slant my shoulder. I'll take out my neck. I'll connect it to the midpoint of the shoulder. So my shoulder, I'll connect my shoulder to the midpoint. I'm sure you can see from the video. I tighten my back, and I also replace that back. So you need to tighten your back for the zipper. If you want your zipper to really lay, you need to tighten that part. I'm pretty much sure we are all familiar with this. So I really I don't want to bore you with too much talk. That's why it's on fast forward. So I'm gonna try to show you how I did it from scratch. So then I'll go and cut that out. So I took out my neck. So you can decide to take out any neck of your choice. So I took out my neck. I just used my bust line as my neck. I took out my princess that shape out, as you can see. Then I'll cut out the darts out, and this is how I made it. Then I'll go ahead to cut out the darts. Take out your darts. Then I cut that out on a piece of fabric. So this is a new tutorial. I'm working with a lining. This is actually like a tapeter lining. So the concept is for you to get how it is being done. So nobody's wearing this, basically. It's just a mini tutorial. So by the time I join, this is what I have. By the time I join it, so can you see, this is what I have. So now to get the sleeve, which is the major um topic of the day. To get the sleeve, you need to take out your front. Where do you want it to start from? So from that point to your shoulders, from your shoulder to your back also. So for the back, I use 14 inches. That's for my shoulder to where to stop. And for my front, I use 16.5. That is from my shoulder to where I want it to stop in the front. So you can start to use any inches of your choice. So this is just what I'm using for the tutorial. This is where I want it to be. So now I will take out that 16.5 inches. Can you see? And I'm working with 5 inches from the top. So I'm supposed to work with 1 inches. So I did 2 inches initially. So I realized that 2 inches was too much, and I went ahead to reduce it back to 1 inches. You will see right now. So I connected my 16.5 long to, at the top I used 5 inches, and at the down part I used 2 inches initially, which was wrong. Please make use of 1 inches. So I use 1 inches back, because if you look at the picture of the sleeve, you realize that the down part is not so much. It's like they use half inches basically, but I'm using 1 inches, which already contain my sewing allowance. So use 1 inches, please. 1 inches at the down, 5 inches at the top. So I'm going to cut out the back piece. So the back, I'm working with 14 inches for the back. So I did the same thing. I took out 5 at the for the shoulder, and I took out 1 inches by 14. So 5 at the top, 1 at the down, and the length is 14 inches. Can you see that I use 1 inches there? So I'll connect that 1 inches to that 5 inches. I hope we are getting it. So I'm going to cut that out now. I'll cut that out. So next thing I'll do is I'll join the top part together. I make use of 5 inches for that part. So the part you use 5 inches, or the bigger part, you will join that together. So I'm going to use my sellotape to join that together. I will now do slash and spread method. I want to get that pointy like effect. If you look at the sleeve, it has this pointy, I don't know how to explain it. It has exaggerated um pointy edge. So I'm going to fold that now after cutting, after joining that. So I'll do my slash and spread method. So you just slash that part a bit, just slash, as you can see. Then I'll cut it out. So I'll cut out. So if you notice that the sleeve, it's not laying on the shoulder. It is apart. It's far away from one another. Like, it's not laying. So to get that effect, because you don't want your shoulder to lay. You don't want it to lay on your shoulder. So to get that effect, I think it is best you try this method. So I'm going to use this slash and spread method, and I'll set up that down, then I'll trace out. So after sellotapeing that part down, I traced it initially. Then after tracing, and I'll give it this. You need to give it that shape, that edge like shape, because you don't want it circular. You want to give it that triangle like shape at the tip, that pointy edge. You want a pointy edge. You want the edge to be, out of the word. So I gave it this pointy edge like shape. I hope I'm making sense. So you want it to have that pointy effect. So once I was done, I'll take it to the mannequin to show you how it looks like. So you want that pointy edge effect. I hope you are grabbing this. So I take it to the mannequin to show you how it looks like, even without fixing it on anything. Let me place the paper on my mannequin for you to see the effect I'm talking about. So it is giving already. Like, we're not done, but it is giving. It's giving us this, high sleeve effect. Can you see the pointy edge? Can you see that it's out of the word? It's not laying on the shoulder. This is what I mean by it. You don't want it to lay on the shoulder. That's why you have to do that slash and spread method, because I see that it's not laying on the shoulder. So now that I'm done, I took it to my table. I cut my lining and I joined my lining. So now what you do is you release. I use masking tape to join the shoulder together. I will take out the masking tape. I will join the shoulder. I'll cut them each. I join the shoulder, and I'll now add boning to get that standing effect. So I went ahead to add boning. Can you see that boning is giving me that standing effect already? Because if you have to cut this on a fabric and you not use any structure, you can start to try peplon stay. I don't know, you can try peplon stay, but me, I use quilonine and I use paper stay. So you can try other means. You can try mesh, maybe quilonine mesh, maybe it will work out for you. You can try peplon stay, maybe it will work out for you. But for me, I tried boning, plastic boning, sewable boning, and it worked out for me. And also I went to get my gathers. This is the gathers. I got my gathers, and I placed my gathers on it. So the same way we place band on skirts, that's how I place my gathers. So to get a finish work, ensure you use the same color thread. So for me, this is a mini tutorial. I used a color available color of my thread. You can see that the color I used turquoise, but so you use your own matching thread. So I placed that on my mannequin. I can see the way it is standing. The sleeve is out of the word. This sleeve is out of the word. I hope you'll be trying it. Can you see that the boning effect make it stand more? So like I said, you can try other structure material. You can try quilonine mesh, you can try peplon stay, you can try hard stay. But for this tutorial, I made use of boning, and it is giving. This boning is giving already. Can you see the way it's giving? So you can pin that down and you tag that on your fabric. I hope you'll be trying this for yourself. If you find this video helpful, follow, like, drop a comment, and tell a friend about my channel. Subscribe to the channel, please. Kindly subscribe. So I try to pin like my paper for you to see how it looks like. So imagine if it was two, how cute this will look like. I hope you really find this helpful. This is just me, trying out stuff as usual, and I hope you really found it helpful. Do well to follow. Bye. See you in my next video.